Atlas, or more familiarly known to me as Maury Shapiro. He is a boy who is tougher than a boarding house steak, just as ruthless as mother. Well, here is Madam Lone Eagle, or Squaw Lone Eagle, whatever you'd call her. She's advertising for Ludwig this week. And, oh, that drum, what's that for? Well, that's to offer the chief a little bit of inspiration. We all get inspiration in a different kind of way. I never have known exactly what she beat out on that cowhide telegraph that sends the chief. Oh, what a handshake, la-di-da. Earl Moynihan is referee here. The last time I think we had Moynihan in a bout was when he refereed a match between Gorgeous George and Don Eagle, and that one wound up in a slight kind of a hassle, if you remember. Mr. Moynihan was slugged. Don Eagle was disqualified and disbarred from wrestling in the state of Illinois for a long, long time. And before the evening was over, everyone's feelings were hurt. Mr. Atlas is getting his wardrobe packed away here. Give him the... No, he won't lose it. He'll take very good care of it, as a matter of fact. Well, we're off and running at International. Chief Lone Eagle, the boy with bare feet, and the great Atlas wrestling formal in the tights. Tried to dump him there, get him loose from that arm lock, but he finally had to go on over with the wing on it. It was an outside wrist lock, double. Maury winged it and shook him loose. Bull Nelson on Atlas. Let's see how he counters this. Brave no got him big enough tomahawk. Back, get him another one. Brave, try something else. Brave, fall him on Fisteris. Waist lock. You will see Atlas do that all the time to an opponent who is not exactly sharp, and I sometimes wonder if Lone Eagle falls in that class. Maury will pull that stunt on him all the while. You'll just keep track of the times that he trips Lone Eagle here tonight. Lone Eagle has a makings of a toe hold here, but you can't get Mr. Shapiro to lay quiet while he talks. Well, he half kangarooed out of that. Maury has a bad knee that he more or less favors and tries to protect as often as he can. Well, there was a falling toe hold into a press. A couple of those in the tummy will take your taste for an early morning diet away from you in a hurry. No, Mother, Mr. Moynihan hasn't fainted. He's just down there looking for a pin. Jim found him brave on chops. nasty way to use a knee lift with an exit. Flying mare. And a good hard right to the gizzard. Well, Mr. Atlas soaked up one himself that trip. Look out, Chief, he'll break up. Brave, he big mad. Oh, come on in, Maury. Don't stand there and look at the cameras. Look at Atlas trip him out again. Atlas has wanted this match with Lone Eagle for a long time. Sky Lone Eagle, despite his peculiar carriage and way of moving and everything else, is a pretty tough opponent because he stays with you. Yes, sir, he's just like colic. He's hard to get rid of. There's a takedown with a hammerlock. Chief was trying to set up a flying mare there to get Maury loose, but no luck. Brave no want him pat himself on back. Let him go. Here's a waist lock. That didn't work out either. Okay, out. Murders me just as Sky Atlas tripped Lone Eagle. He never seems to catch on to this detail at all. Don't complain, Atlas. You gave out with one a minute ago. Hey, fellas, the wrestlers. Oh, thank you. An outside wrist lock, doubled. Left picking up. Him jump him on Brave's bunions. Didn't think Braves had bunions. Don't guess they have, do they? Well, there was a flying leg lock and a toe hold as a result of it. These two gals in the front row across the ring here are really getting their kicks out of this match. They have been all evening. Trying to give him housemaid's knee here, Chief. You want to be careful, boy. Let go from the trunks, Mr. Atlas. Chief standing on his ear there. That is the umpire. What have I got to do? Wrestle two of them, huh? Mr. Moynihan is a tough man, Mr. Atlas. Yeah, two of them. Headlock. Tried for a full Nelson on Chief Lone Eagle. There goes that tripping detail again. He's finally beginning to get Lone Eagle's Irish up a little bit with his continual tripping. No offense to the Irish. Ooh-wee. Well, things getting a little rough here. Go ahead and handle him, Atlas. You started out to manhandle him. What's the matter? You getting a tummy? Dearie me. Come on, Maury. Your fans are cheering for you there, boy. Great big round boos. That looked more like an uppercut than a broad arm leg. This is a reverse chin lock. or a headlock, either way you look at it. Moynihan was counting Atlas loose. Atlas, as he goes on, is more firmly convinced of the fact that he's got two men to wrestle than he was when he started this thing. Here we go again. I will say that Moynihan has not checked those with his hands visibly that I've seen anywhere. He just calls it a chokehold and lets it go at that. I think he's a little bit gun-shy of Atlas, as well he might be. Dun-dun-dee-dun-dun. Brave him mad. Well, Mr. Atlas is leaving. He does not like the call of the wild. Now you quit kicking at Madam there, Maury. You're going to get him brave heap big mad in a minute. Mr. Moynihan, it seems to me as though you've got your hands full. Atlas does not like that drum beating. I sick 'em. I wonder what this cowhide telegraph is saying anyway. Probably you can buy it cheaper at Steinway's. I don't know. Well, Mr. Atlas, I got news for you, chum. You have been disqualified. Here's the trouble, and this is why Atlas has been disqualified here. Lone Eagle wins the fall. But Atlas, when he puts on this full Nelson that he chooses to call the Atlas hold, locks his fingers so tightly, cuts off circulation and causes a swelling in his hands where he couldn't get loose when Moynihan started counting on him. Well, the ring announcer has, PA's on the gift wrist. Well, I will tell you what has happened. Anyway, Chief Lone Eagle has won this first fall on a disqualification from the mighty Atlas. And let me tell you, Mr. Atlas doesn't like it one bit. He's still making yak with Earl Moynihan here. Princess Bonita, that is Chief Lone Eagle's squaw's name, is having to yell over the crowd here to make herself heard. Atlas, second fall of this proposed 2 out of 3. Where'd you get those muscles, boy? Uh-oh. The Chief is still getting the benefit of what his squaw saw out here. We will be off and running in just a second here in the second fall of a proposed 2 out of 3. This laddie right here, Chief Lone Eagle, if you got in late, owns the first fall by virtue of a disqualification. Everybody's wanting to make good chin music here tonight. I never saw two wrestlers as argumentative. Okay, now, boys, you can go at it. It's all legal from here on. Second fall. Russ Davis speaking to you from ringside, International Amphitheatre, Chicago. Brave him mad. He's going to wind up like windmill. Kind of got away from you, didn't you? You ought to mend those fences. They're a little leaky. Mr. Moynihan says, Chief, I'll count on you. And he will, too. Everybody's mad. Everybody but the Andy Frame men. I have to break it up. Oh, that's a cute little chop, wasn't it? That one was not so cute. Oh, brave he by him. Oh, quit campaigning, Lone Eagle, and go back to wrestling, will you? Looking for supporters from ringside. They can't get in there with you anyway. That's it, madam. La-de-da. That's two of those things in a row that Atlas has caught. It'll take the shine off of his teeth if he's not careful. And there's a monkey rip with a Grecian knuckle lock. That's one of the weirdest combinations I've seen in a long time. An extended wrist lock. Japanese style, plus a knee lift right into the old Chief's gizzard. Well, brave seed, brave do. Da-da-da-da-dee. Oh, pardon me. Headlock. Chief's making with a mighty bean squeeze here. Yes, sir. This will pucker up the shores of Minnetonka. Well, Chief switched that one. Morty's after a waist lock here. Ooh, mercy me. What a block. And there's another one. Where's everybody running to? Hey, fellas, come back in the ring. We haven't got that wide angle of lens. Great Atlas's constituents were making themselves heard again. Funny, but when they applaud, it always seems to me they say boo. Sound like a riverboat in a foggy night. Brave no got him tomahawk, just two fists. Been trying to figure out some words to aptly describe the walk of Chief Lone Eagle. The thing I can think of is that he walks like a centipede with four feet. Brave, he's gonna stomp him. He's doing a right good job of it, too. Oh, does that make Lone Eagle mad? Playing peekaboo through Mr. Moynihan's legs here. What's the matter, Chief? Me need 'em sandbox. You need a pair of grappling hooks, kid, after that exhibition. Oh, we'll blame it on the fact his hands were sweaty. Well, Great Atlas has got him into dock here. Let's see what he's going to do with him now. More neck set and a spin. It's a small-sized choke. Well, just because you're mad at him, Mr. Atlas. Oh, he didn't want him to fall out of the ring. I get it. La-de-da. Bull Nelson. This is the one. You better say yes. He did. Okay. Now then, Mr. Moynihan. What's the matter, Chief? Jello for knee joints today, huh? That fall thusly goes to the Great Atlas with the Atlas hold. And our PA system is still kaput around here. Charming boy here is trying to take people over with his eyes. Doesn't do any good. Maury Atlas won with the Atlas hold. Why, you, Mr. Atlas. Don't you say such things to us. Just because people boo you, don't look angry at our cameras, please. Ringside again. We've got a fall apiece now for the guy walking the rope over there and holding on to it, Chief Lone Eagle, and the great Atlas, Maury Shapiro. So it is a fall apiece at the moment. Chief won the first fall by Atlas's disqualification. He put on his Atlas hold and then got his little old fingers locked up too tight and couldn't let go. Anyway, the Chief was dangling out over the ropes like Mrs. Murphy's laundry. Oh, Maury, quit showing off your muscles, will ya? Okay, here's the bell, and we're off and running on the third and deciding fall. Well, look at Princess Bonita hammer on the tom-tom down there. She was really giving it fits. Come back in, Mr. Atlas. Come on now. Well, he got back in for the count of 20. That's all that counts. Hey, Chief, you'll put bunions on your back there doing that, boy. Not to mention a few odd assortment of stone bruises and contusions. That kid doesn't care how he lands on his neck. He just knows he wants no more of that Atlas hold or a full Nelson. It's a hammerlock standing and take the chin lock reverse into a hammerlock. Chief, you'll give him Charlie horses that way, boy. Really, you will. He also has a chin press reversed on Atlas here. No, he hasn't conceded yet. Moynihan thought he might. Chief trying to do? Make him look like a totem pole or something? This is the old Potawatomi punch here. Mr. Atlas, get out of it. Leave us quit claim. Huh? No, he hasn't conceded yet. Chief is sure playing hob with him here, isn't he? He's like cracking the husks off coconuts, only a little more difficult. Well, it's bean squeeze now. This much doesn't bother Atlas very much. A headlock, I mean. Here's an X-set. Atlas is out over the ropes, and Moynihan's breaking it up. Hey, Chief. Brave him, big mad. Chief, no, look, kid. It ain't kosher. Chief, this can lead to trouble, you know. Come down out of the apple tree. Chief's trying for a leg hold here. Chief, no, you can't weave him like you would a rug. right, out with the $3.60 customers, no less. Chief, Mr. Lone Eagle, come in out of the front yard, boy. Your squaw's talking to you. Hey, chum, how you doing? Well, Chief better get back in there. He had a count of 17 on him that trip. Atlas will roll him up and rough him up for all he's worth now. He's got him groggy. You can bank on that. He'll give him no quarter. Here we go again. Brave, get him up. Alarm clock's going off. Come, Brave. Get him up. Go make him work for Papoose. Well, you'd better give him a double beat there, kid, with a replete, or he's going to be counted out. Yep, he has been already, but doesn't know it. He's standing here in a head scissors. But the Chief is all fini. The count has been put on him. He doesn't know it yet. I don't think he realizes it. Yeah, oh, now he finds out. Brave been honked again. Squaw no beat him. Cowskin telegraph right. Well, Maury Shapiro has thusly won this battle from Chief Lone Eagle. And that leaves our Mr. Shapiro, or the Great Atlas, the sole proprietor of this match by virtue of having lost the first fall to Lone Eagle on a disqualification, won the second one with his Atlas hold, and had the Chief counted out for 20 when he heaved him out to his squaw, and she couldn't give him a beat and get him ring on time. This is Pappy Davis talking to you from ringside at International. I hope you've enjoyed this little fiasco. You know, I'll be seeing you.